Hello, everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. Today I decided to do something different. So, a few of my friends and other people have reached out and wanted to know what exactly this game is about. So, I thought I would take the time to just explain, the gameplay aspect of what exactly I do when I play Helldivers 2. So, without further ado, let's begin. So, how this game works is that we have a developer named Master Joel, and he will dictate what operations and what missions we do. So, as you can see in the top right of the screen, right under where it says my level, that we have a major order. So, Joel will give us major orders that we have to complete. And this one we have to choose to liberate either one of these two planets. And so you go over here to your, the Galactic War map so you can see everything. And I'll get to these things in a bit. So I'll just
The
show
enemy
you.
is attempting to seize one of our planets. We must join the defense.
Yes, I know. So here, the whole point of this map is that, and the whole point of Helldivers is that all of this entire galaxy is under Super Earth's control. And we have the two enemy factions right now, Terminids or bugs, and automatons or bots. And we essentially have to take these back from them to reclaim, our galaxy that Super Earth, is around. So for the major order, you can see that it has like this icon on it that tells you, the player, that hey, this is where you're needed. And from here, you choose these two planets. So in order for progress to be counted, because you see how it says, 45% liberated, we have to fill this bar to 100. And once it's 100, it's technically under Super Earth control. Now, even though the planet is under Super Earth control, doesn't mean this whole sector is, or this whole, area, because this area is still under automaton control. But you can see how they're divided under sectors. So you have the Trigon sector, the Ymir sector, the Valdis sector, etc., etc. And this is all for the automatons. So we have to take this back. And not only that, but sometimes we'll have to defend missions where you can't see it here, but sometimes above this planet it'll say, oh, defend this planet until the time runs out. That means either the bots or the bugs are trying to take it back. And what that means is that it's up to us, the Helldivers, to go to those planets that require defending and prevent the enemy from taking it back, making it difficult for us to further progress. Now, one thing that's unique about this game, as opposed to other games, is that if we fail a major order, that doesn't mean it's a game over, so to speak. It just means that we lost either that planet or we lost an objective, and then Joel has to then decide how he's going to dictate the next set of orders and how the game is going to progress. So this is an ever-going mission against, the enemies of Super Earth. And I guess in a sense, you can treat Joel as like that. I don't know my Dungeons and Dragons terminology, but you can think of him as like the guy that dictates, like what your party does. That's essentially what Joel is. He decides, okay, you guys are gonna fight the bots. The bots today, and then next week you're gonna fight the bugs. He is telling us what we have to do, and then we have to do it, and how we go about it is completely up to us. So hopefully that gives you an understanding of how this sort of map works and how we do our missions. Now I'll go into the missions themselves. So I'll break this down into a bit. Oh, okay, so what I was talking about earlier. So see, Oshan is a planet that we already liberated, but now the bugs are trying to take it back. So now at some point we would have to defend it, and I imagine we only have 24 hours to defend it. I've never actually seen a planet that you had to defend where it started from like the full amount of time. So I guess it's 24 hours we have to like defend the full planet. And you can see on the top left, it shows the bugs on the bottom and then us on the top, and we either have to fill the bar all the way up or make sure their bar doesn't reach max.
The enemy has launched a surprise attack on one of our planets. It needs our
Now
aid.
that I have that covered, and if there's anything you need me to reiterate or re-explain, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll either clear up any confusion in the comments or I'll make another follow-up video for this one. Do let me know. But now I'll go into how missions work and how progress counts to, liberating a planet. So let's just go, I guess, here, and we'll go to Penta or Pinta. So each each planet has a set of areas that you can go to in order to, start not a mission but a operation. And all these, white icons, those are other players. So, and you see how this one is flashing, that means this person is set up in SOS. But all these other ones are players that you can join, and I'm sure you've seen some of them where if you watch my other videos or streams, that some of these are green. And if that's green, that means that one of your friends is playing on the same planet. But these are just other players that you can join mid-mission or mid-operation in order to assist them. Now, I'm gonna go all the way to the first level just so you get an idea. So there are a total of 9 difficulty levels. So I'm sure, as you realize, the higher you get, the more challenging it is. But the higher difficulty, the more rewarding it is, and that's with the samples. And that's on the very bottom where it says right below primary objectives, where it says samples, that green one, and also. The lower the difficulty, the less missions, but the higher the difficulty, the max is 3. I don't know if they'll add more than 3 missions per operation, but as you can see on level 1, there's only 1 mission. On level 2 is still 1. On level 3, you start to get 2 missions. On level 4 is still 2. But also on the bottom now you see, if you notice, there are things called operation modifiers. So if you hold the right trigger, you can see what is available to us. And this depends on the planet, the mission, and Joel. So for starters, at the top, the airburst rocket launcher is available to everyone. Usually they do that sometimes with new weapons, like for example the mech suit that we got. That was available to everyone to try it out before you even unlocked it. And then last week we had the rocket pods that was available to everyone, which really helped with those intense horde mode missions. Please do check it out if you haven't already. Really intense stuff with the bots and the bugs. Well, bugs are light work, but bots, goodness, that wall glitch. Anyways, I digress. But yeah, you get different things like, environmental, where you can get like meteor storms, fire tornadoes, reduced visibility. And then the higher the difficulty, sometimes it can damage you more. So for example, the complex stratagem plotting, so the call-in time is increased by 50%. Sometimes you can only have 3 stratagems, or the cooldown is up to 100%, so a bunch of different things. But the higher you go, the more samples you get, and as well as the more enemies that are unlocked. So under primary objectives, you'll see under 1, you just have enemy patrols. But as you go up, you, on top of just, tactical objectives, then you have light outposts, then you get medium and heavily armored enemies, and then it just goes on and on. But also on the bottom, as you notice, after I go past 3, the sample goes to orange. And then once I go to 7, then it goes to purple. So
Every sector in
I'm
the
sure
galaxy
you've
must be
seen
purged
or
of the
heard
alien menace.
me talking to my, well, you can't hear the Discord chat, so you probably all think I'm delusional. But those those samples, or when you've heard me say, oh, has anyone found the rock? So on difficulty 7 and up, there's a rock that sort of looks like either a chicken wing or an eggplant. And it has, you see on the top of the screen where it has the 414, 83, and 94. Those are samples that are just found throughout each mission, and we find them, from objectives, just in different areas of the map. Sometimes they can be in like a door that you can just blow up, and then you just have stuff there. They're not dropped by enemies, so it's not loot. So if you shoot an enemy, they won't drop it. They're usually in set places. So they're always, not always, but they're usually near buildings. They're most always near like side objectives like escape pod, destroy a illegal broadcast, stuff like that. There's always ones there for both the common and the rare samples, but the purple samples are only available on level 7 and higher missions, and they are only available on what looks like a chicken wing rock. Um, and they're needed to upgrade the ship modules, which I'm going to show you right here. So all the samples go into upgrading the ship, which provides essentially quality of life and improvements to the gameplay, essentially. So for the first one, the Patriotic Administration Center. So because I have this unlocked, all support weapons, which it shows the list, and more will be added, deploy with the maximum number of carryable magazines. So because I already have this unlocked, it helps me when I call in a support weapon. I don't have to resupply to reload my weapon or find an ammo pack. It'll just be fully loaded. And then, a bunch of other stuff. We have stuff for the orbital cannon, stuff for the eagles, stuff for the bridge, stuff for the sentries, and stuff for the robotics. So all of this is really to help you, the player, and enhance your gameplay. And the other, and speaking of gameplay, there's also stratagems. So these are all, stuff that you'll see me call when, I pull up the screen and I start, putting in the inputs for Dance Dance Revolution or the fighting game inputs for the Hadouken. But these are to call, like different weapons and, different types of weapons. Yeah, great. They call for different weapons and I guess just ordnance, if you will, to, assist you further. So they have them split. So this row is purely just, support weapons that assist you in killing your enemies, both efficiently and in such a cool fashion, mind you. This one is specifically for the ship's orbital weapons, which, can fire a Gatling, an airburst, team killers, as we like to call it, or even, a giant laser, it doesn't get better than that. And then we have all the eagles, we have more orbital stuff, and then we get to my favorite, which is, the sentries and the turrets. Because I like to be a support. And then also here, you also have, like support equipment, like a supply pack, or, two different types of guard dogs, a ballistic shield backpack, which okay, so you do have to have one. Anyways, and just a bunch of other stuff that are just used to assist you further in just killing your enemies for democracy. So now I'll quickly go back to the missions and how they count towards an operation. So as you can see right here, and I'm not going to do this mission because this is already on a planet that's under Super Earth's control, and it's not really going to contribute much. But here's another example of environmental conditions. So there's also like a blizzard. Well, sorry, not a blizzard. That's separate. But this is where this affects certain weapons, and those weapons like you know what? I'll get into that in a bit, but just to keep it brief, this will affect certain weapons that you have and make them reload longer or build up faster, essentially. So you see how these two are checked, but then this one isn't. So even though I already did these two missions, they wouldn't have counted towards the liberation of the planet until I get this done. So I have to complete all 3 missions for this one operation to count for the liberation of this planet. So if you do just one mission on an operation and then you don't do the other 2, then it won't count towards the operation at all. It'll just count towards, your experience and whatnot, but it won't count toward the operation. And it'll show, when I go to a different planet. So let's just go here and I'll just select 4. And then I'll just click this. So you see how it says starting a new operation will abandon my current active operation? That's the game telling you, hey, you still have missions that you need to complete. Go back and do them. Which is why, you have to complete all of them. You sort of have to commit so to speak,
Greetings,
when I'm doing
Helldiver.
this.
The galactic war awaits.
Let's see, what else? Okay, oh, another thing that I could discuss about how this game works is, how do I get weapons? Because you've seen me, get a bunch of different weapons, and armor and titles and emotes and boosters. And you're probably wondering, how do I get that? Well, you see at the top where it says acquisitions? So this game has oh, and full disclosure, this game is not pay to win at all. Like it's literally impossible for this game to be pay to win. Like it's feasibly impossible. This is play to win. So how this works is that you get these medals when you do when you just complete missions, and you can also find them just scattered about, and you use them to buy, weapons, boosters, titles, backgrounds, equipment, armor, and each armor has its own set of skills, and then the armor also splits into light, medium, and heavy. So with light armor, you have less health, but more speed and stamina regen, and then the heavier you get, the more health you'll get, the more health you'll have, but the less speed you'll have, so to speak. So it's sort of like a trade-off between light and medium and heavy. But every armor has skills that can assist you. So this one, for example, has a passive which says Scout, and it'll help for when you have the map out, and it helps ping more to detect enemies and increases the radius. So the one that you guys see me run all the time, which okay, over here. So I run this armor, the Hero of the Federation, and the reason I run it is because, well, one, it looks cool. That's why I have it equipped, even though there's another armor with the exact same skill, but I just love how it looks. And two is because of the passive. I have a 50% chance not to die when taking lethal damage, and I just prevent all damage from bleeding if my chest hemorrhages. So yeah, I literally have a 50% chance to just flat out not die if I get hit by attack that by all means should kill me, but I don't because I'm him essentially with this armor. Yeah, so if you ever seen me playing with this armor and I get shot by like a tank laser and I just don't die, it's literally because of this armor and also because I'm him. But yeah, so you unlock, all of these armors through playing and just buying them through the war bonds. And the best part is that, I haven't spent any money other than buying the base game. And another fantastic thing about these war bonds is that there's no expiration date on any of them. So you can literally take as much time as you want trying to get everything in them, and you won't have to worry about it going away. Now, the thing to note with the medals is that they cap at 250. So once you're at 250, you can't earn more. So I don't know if they're going to increase that. Maybe not. But yeah, it's capped at 250. And the one to the left of the medals, it's the super credits. That's what you need to buy, a whole war bond. So each war bond costs, 1,000 super credits. And once you have it, you essentially unlock the war bond, but you don't unlock the whole thing. So what do I mean by this? So I know you can't see it now because everything is unlocked, but you see on the top it says 8 out of 8 claimed. So previously when I didn't have these unlocked, I had to buy a certain amount and each one costs, a specific amount of medals. And when I buy medals on every single page, it counts towards every page on this war bond. What do I mean by that? So for example, let's say I'm starting out with this war bond. I couldn't go to pages 2 through 10. I can only be on 1 until I buy the stuff on here. Then it would say, oh, once you've bought or once you've spent like 50 medals, then this unlocks. Like the page 2 unlocks, and then I can just pick from page 2. And then if I spent like, I don't know, 100 medals in total for this war bond, then page 5 through 6 unlock. And then I just buy stuff through here. And you just get more medals just by playing. Now, each war bond, like when you're progressing a war bond, it only is for whatever war bond you're on. So let's say for the standard one, the Helldivers mobilized one. Let's say I put like, ignore the 1,810 metals I spent. Let's pretend that says like 500 metals, right? Let's say I put 500 metals into this one. It would not progress towards the Steeled Veterans. It would not progress towards the Cutting Edge or the new one, the Democratic Detonation. It would not count towards any of them. It will only count towards the one you're currently invested in. But that's fine because you get to pick and choose which one you want. Each one usually comes with a theme, as you can see, with different weapons, different armors, different boosters, more emotes, which I love. I mean, I'm always going to use the hug one. I don't know if there's anything better than that. But yeah, so that explains that, where you get the war bonds, where you get, your armor and weapons, and then you get, your support weapons from the stratagems menu. I didn't say this before, but I'll say this now. You only get these weapons through money. Some of them are locked through player levels. So, for example, the Patriot exosuit is locked at level 25. But once you get the 25 and you have enough credits, then you can just spend the money and then you just get it. And then again, money is also just tied to completing missions. And you can also find them, I think, out in the field. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've been capped at 50,000. So, um, but yeah, regardless, you get all these through just spending money. Again, some of them are capped at player levels. Like, I believe the laser and rail cannon were capped at like level 20. So I think the only level that you have to worry about getting to is like 20 if you want to like pick up the game for the first time, which, by the way, I highly recommend this game. I have like 200 hours. I'm addicted. But yeah, the only thing you have to worry about is getting to level 20. Then you'll unlock like everything. 25, you get the exosuit, but once you get to 20, then you just get the chill. But recently they did add new modules to the ship modules, which is why I'm low on samples for like the first time in a minute. But as you can see, I have one left, which I'm hopefully going to get sometime this weekend or, this week, just so I can get that done. But yeah, that explains all of that. There was something else I was going to say. Oh, so when you do get your weapons, how it works is that you have a primary, a secondary, and a grenade. One thing I like about the pistol is that you can actually shoot any type of pistol weapon while running. So if you turn your camera behind you and you just press the trigger button, you just shoot it behind you, which is cool because you can shoot it while running. For primary, they also categorize them, so you have your assault rifles, your marksmen, some machine gun, etc., etc. You have them all laid out so you know exactly what type of weapon you're using, and then it also shows its stats and gives a little thing about it. Say the pistols are all just pistols, and then you have your standard grenades and then your special grenades. I primarily use the impact grenade, especially against bots and spears, because fun fact, you can actually use impact grenades to one-shot spears, especially if you hit them with like their fleshy area. If not, you can get them in 2 hits, and it's really good if they're crowded. They're also great for bots, especially like devastators, like rocket devastators, the ones with the shields. It's really good for that. It sucks for bot fabricators because you have to be precise with your aim. Otherwise, I'll just use the incendiary for the bugs. The stun grenade can be good, but I would only recommend this if you are with other players, preferably friends as well, just so when you throw it, they have your back, because there is a delay, because as you can see, it shows the fuse time. You have a 1.8 second delay before it actually kicks off, so they move out of range, it's going to miss. But the fuse time for the impact grenade is 0, so once you throw it, it'll just explode on impact. It won't be like any of the other ones, because I think only that one, yeah. Let's see. Oh, so I guess let me also just explain the armor, the helmet, the cape. So the only thing that truly matters out of all 3 of these is the armor, because the armor is what has the passive, and all armor has passive. Some of them are some of them have similar skills and they look different and provide, different stats. So you can see this is at 150 and then this is at 100 armor rating. Let's see what else is different. This one has, less armor but more speed, more stamina regen, stuff like that. So armor is super important. The helmet and cape are just really for decoration and um, you know, individual preference. But yeah, let me see if there's anything
Managed
else.
democracy calls for aid. Only you can
So
answer, Helldiver.
I'm not gonna do this right now, but you will see in other videos of when, or if you've already seen, when we complete an entire operation, it will count in the mission menu, in the menu before we go back to the ship. So if you've seen me extract, you've seen where it says, oh, mission complete, and it shows how many missions you have, what you've already done, what you have left, and then for each mission, you get a certain amount of medals. So I believe on higher difficulties, when you complete the first mission, you get 6 medals, the second one you get 8 medals, and then the third one you get 10 medals. Now, the order in which you do these missions doesn't really matter per se, it's really up to preference of what you want. Each mission is also different. So, for example, this one is where you have to launch a missile. This one you have to extract citizens. This one you have to just kill as many bugs as possible. They're different each operation and each planet, each difficulty. Missions can rotate. They can be different. They've added new missions, which is the Horde mode. Again, check those out if you haven't already. And when you complete all of them, so if I were to complete this last one now, and then I go and I'm looking in the menu and I'll see that it'll check all of them off, and then it counts towards the progress of the. Oh, wait, hold on.
Attack on one of our planets.
I can't really look at it. Hold on, let me do this again. Wait, hold on. Let me wait for the planet to reset, or the map to reset.
Take command of the galaxy's liberation.
There, so it shows right here the operation status. So you'll see that we did 2 missions, and for each one I got 6 medals and then 8 medals, and if I do one more I'll get 10 medals. So that will show up after we complete a mission from Pelican 1 and we extract. It'll show the rewards and the stats. It'll show all the missions that we've completed, and then once it's done, then it'll show how much progress will go into liberating the planet. And once that progress reaches 100%, we've successfully can't speak anymore. We've successfully liberated that planet, and then we can just move on to the next one. Anything else that I haven't already explained, I think will make a bit more sense now when you see me play it, now that I've given more context to how things work. Oh, let me not forget one of the most important things. So, samples. Samples are shared. So if someone picks them up, and then we extract with them, they're all shared. We can also pick up other players' weapons. We can't pick up enemy weapons, which, it's fine. But we can pick up each other's weapons. Samples are shared, and also lives are shared. So, I think this is correct, but I believe...
The enemy has launched a surprise attack on one of our...
Okay, Leah, I get it. Calm down. I believe that... Let me just check the booster. So I believe that, it's a good thing I came over and now I can explain the boosters. But I believe that if you have 4 players, I think on like higher difficulties, it's the amount of lives or reinforces you have are capped at either 20 or 25. And I think they're at 20. So I think if you have this booster, it'll increase it to 25. Or if you just by yourself or with like 1 or 2 other people, it'll raise it. So you have a set amount of reinforces depending on how many players are with you, and I think also the difficulty. So I think at just 1 you only have like 5, and then 2 you have 10, then 3 you have 15, and then at 4 you have 20. But with this booster, the increased reinforcement budget, it increases it by 5. So I think the max you could have is 25. And these boosters are what you'll see when when I'm in the loadout menu, when we're about to go, you know, dive, you'll see all of us pick a booster, and these are to really help you make the mission easier. So, for example, this one makes you in the entire team. Well, yeah, which is really great because it affects all players. Land with like fully loaded weapons and grenades and stims. This one increases our vitality to resist injuries either for everyone. So all these affect all players, which is great because if someone doesn't have, let's say, this flexible reinforcement budget, someone else can bring it and it'll affect all of us. And then of course there is a thing where you can't choose more. You can't have more than one. So we can't stack these. So we can't stack, you know, double held pod, double localization, double. It can only be one or the other. And right now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so there's only 9 right now. The newest one being the extraction pilot, and I imagine they'll add more boosters when we get a new war bond. But other than that, I think that's pretty much everything. I don't know if there's anything else. I mean, if there's anything else I missed that anyone wants me to cover, again, let me know in the comment section down below. I'll gladly get to you either in the comment section or make a follow-up video just explaining it. And if there's any other questions you have, some of these questions will be answered when you just watch me play. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Let's just do this operation right here. You know what? I'll put this. Let me adjust the audio. Might as well just do this now, right? Live in the moment type thing. Okay. Even though I shouldn't be doing it on this planet, I might as well. And I'll do it on 7.
Initiating FTL jump to the Astana system.
Wow, there's still other players here.
Jump complete.
I don't know if I'll edit this out, but it shouldn't be that long.
Coordinates locked.
Okay, so I'm doing this on level 7, and the only environmental condition is extreme cold. So this only affects weapons that have a heat system to it. So here I'll just show you what I'm using. Here I have a heat weapon, which I'm not going to use because it's going to be affected by the cold. So I'll switch to the incendiary, as well as the impact grenade. I'll do this. So now for the stratagems, let's see. I'll do the team killers. I'll do, let's see. I'll do a Gatling. And I'll also do the, which one is this? Not that rover, but this rover. Yep. And then for the booster, I'll just do increased reinforcement budget. So here you can see this is, you know, a loadout menu, and then when everyone's ready, we just ready up and we just select our stratagems, and then we get right into it.
Launch initiated.
And then I'll try to explain things as they go, hopefully. Let's see. Okay, so now you can see I have 6 lives instead of 5. I'll just go ahead and drop these team killers and just pray. I'll just try to survive. So as you can see on the top right, I have to kill. So they actually changed how this works. What the heck was that? Oh, probably us viewers. It used to be where you have to kill. It would show like the number of how many you had to kill. Now it just shows the percentage you have to kill. Of course, there's spears, and I don't have my impact grenades. Yep, you see that 50% chance kicked in. I should have died from that, but. Like I said, I'm Himhan. Built different. Well, hold on. Let me not cap. Ow. Okay, let me just. Alright, got him sentry. I knew. Oh! Ow. Yep, see, so if there's no one left to reinforce, it automatically reinforces everyone. No, my turret. Oof. If I can just get my rover. Alright, let me land up here.
Joining the fray.
Wow, okay, that's not how I wanted to do that. If I could just pick up my rover, this will be much easier. That works. Goodness. Okay, I don't think I'm getting that rover anytime soon. This is also level 7. I'll just stay up here. Oh, there's a Biotitan. Yeah, this probably I won't get done, but I'll still play it out. Let me see if I can have this land on the Biotitan. Let me see. Damn, that didn't work. Alright, let me go for it. See, I told you it worked. Oh, you see these things? Those are the samples right there. That's how they look on the map. Well, not on the map, but like on the screen. Okay, let me see if I can get my rover. Where is it, rover? Ow. Oh, hello, Titan. Okay, there we go. So when the rover was going to start. But yeah, as you can see, the higher the difficulty, the more challenging it gets. Especially with just one person. FYI, I would never recommend you doing anything higher than, like, say, maybe 2 or 3 by yourself. It is not worth it. It is not easy. Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Each mission has like a border where, like, if you go too far, you'll technically be counted as a traitor, and you won't. I think you actually get shot at. I mean, I've never had it happen to me, but I don't feel like testing that theory right now. If I actually survive this, I spoke too soon. Alright, let me land on this rock right here. Perfect. You know what, I could probably win this if I just stay here and cheese it. Which I probably will do.
Sending down sentry. Mission at 10 minutes.
Oh no, I don't have that much time left. Oh, that almost hit me, actually. Oh, look at my sentry go. No.
Throwing grenade! Say hello to democracy!
Yeah, I don't see myself getting this done in time. Oh, there I go. But yeah, I think that gives you all an idea of what a mission is like. Okay, so
Welcome aboard, Helldiver.
other than that, I think I pretty much explained how it works. And I do know with this new planet, or sorry, this new major order, if we complete Penta, we will get a support weapon stratagem, which I believe is the air burst rocket launcher. Or if we... What is it? It's not this, right? Where's the... No. Where's the other planet they want us to liberate? Because I don't think... Was it? Anyways, if we complete one of these planets, we get something. If we complete another one, we get something else. But only if we do it first. So you'll see me tackle that in a bit. But
The efforts of
that'll be
Helldivers
it.
across the
I
galaxy
think I've said
are all
enough.
that
I don't want to
from Liberty's
repeat or
doorstep.
confuse myself or you. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. And if you want me to do more content like this, do let me know, because this isn't something I've tried yet, and it was a little fun doing it, not gonna lie. But yeah, anyways, I hope you all have a good one, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.